Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Mossum. So I've been getting pretty bored of running Void Hunter in the new Onslaught activity. If you're a hunter, you're on Void Hunter with Orpheus Rig. And it's fine and dandy. It's a great ad clear build. One of the best, honestly, we've probably ever seen for a hunter. But I got bored of it. I want something that's a little different. I want something that's more of an ad shredder. Something that's, you look at some powerful ads and you're going to just absolutely decimate them with how much damage you're able to do. I remember a few seasons back, maybe just a season back, whenever the last time that we had really good stasis in the artifact, there was a hunter build that utilized Mask of Bakris and Ager's Scepter. Well, this is pretty much that build, but taken just a step further, turning the dial up to 11 on this one. This is going to be a build that's going to utilize not only Ager's Scepter, the catalyst for Ager's Scepter, Mask of Bakris, and the stasis weapon 25% damage boost that you get from that for 10 seconds, but it's also playing into the fact that this artifact this season has a mod that makes it to where your solar weapons can make you radiant. Doesn't matter what subclass you're on. That artifact perk being Flint Striker. Rapid solar weapon precision hits and rapid solar weapon final blows grant radiant. So before I start showing any damage numbers, I kind of want to walk through what the actual process of using the build is. So as far as using the build goes, the cycle is as follows. Get precision hits with your solar weapon to proc radiant, or get 3 rapid kills with your solar weapon to proc radiant. Then switch to Ager's Scepter. Dodge to activate the Mask of Bakris 25% damage buff, then hold reload to proc the catalyst buff. Now, you'll see there, damage that I just did, 2,916 damage is base damage for Ager's Scepter against this enemy. Don't know why it says damage boost. I'm confident I don't have anything that's currently boosting my damage, but it just says it anyway. I think it's just a bug. It pops up no matter what, wherever I am. Now you'll notice right here, I become radiant. We get 3,645, which is right around 25% damage increase. Next, we're going to go ahead and test the damage increase for Mask of Bakris, which should also be a 25% damage increase, which sure enough, 3,645 is about a 25% damage increase. So across the board, damage boost from Mask of Bakris is 25% and damage from Radiant is 25%. And that Radiant buff lasts 10 seconds, which is exactly the same amount of time that your Mask of Bakris buff lasts. So it's kind of nice that both of those buffs are going to last, give or take, 10 seconds each. Now, those of you who are familiar with Ager's Scepter will know that the catalyst for Ager's Scepter does the following. Drain super energy, overflowing the magazine and empowering the beam with bonus damage and the ability to slow and freeze targets until the magazine or super energy runs out or the weapon is stowed. Can only be activated when super energy is full. So now if we go ahead and use that catalyst ability, we're going to hold R. That is going to drain some of our super, and that is going to allow Ager's Scepter to do around an 80% damage increase. So right there, we do 5,249 damage, which is, like I said, is about an 80% damage increase over base damage. Now that's all fine and dandy, but the real magic of this build comes when you combine everything. So I'm going to go ahead and play a clip of Ager's Scepter, no damage boosts. Like I said, I don't know why it says damage boost on the screen. I'm pretty sure it's not giving a damage boost, but I'm going to have Ager's Scepter do base damage, see how long it takes to kill. Granted, this is going to have a reload in there, so I will give a time with the reload included and no reload included. And I'll go ahead and let that video play now. So without reloading the weapon, a continuous beam is about 9 seconds without reloading to kill with no damage buffs. Reloading Ager's Scepter adds about 2 seconds, give or take, so about 10 seconds total time to kill. Now I'm going to play the video clip of what it looks like with everything in the build rolling. That is Radiant, that's Mask of Bakris' buff, both of those totaling at least a 50% damage increase together. And then you're also going to have the catalyst from Ager's Scepter, which is an 80% damage increase. Now I will note before the damage test rolls here that I did unfortunately damage the boss due to Firefly or Incandescence, or I'm not exactly sure which perk I have on that machine gun, but one of them did spread a little bit of scorch to the boss and he ended up taking a tiny bit of damage. with every damage boost included, Radiant, Mask of Bakris, and the Catalyst from Ager's Scepter. The time to kill was 2.53 seconds. So we're going to round up to 3 seconds because there was a little bit of damage taken off. Also, you have to consider that I have to proc Radiant. Now, for those of you paying attention, 8,201 damage is about a 181% damage increase over base damage. That's a lot of damage. It takes a third less time to kill that enemy than it did with the base damage. Now I want to just take a second to go over the actual build itself. Starting off, we have Ager's Scepter, obviously the main component of this build. This is what you're doing your big damage with. The Catalyst is going to make it to where you're going to drain your super, you're going to do extra damage. It's going to give you an overflowed magazine, so you have more ammo to work with. It's going to slow and freeze targets on hits instead of on kills, which is nice. Then we have Bug Out Bag. That's just the weapon I'm using. Mine has incandescence and gut shot straight. I have a backup mag perk on it. Main thing is you just want something that you can hit crits with, that's easy to use and has a large magazine size. So if you can get something that has like subsistence or something on it, as long as it's solar, that's really all that matters. Then we have Mask of Bakris. Mask of Bakris is going to give us our 25% damage buff to our either stasis or arc weapons. Obviously, we're using a stasis weapon. As far as the subclass goes, we have Grim Harvest and we have Touch of Winter. Touch of Winter giving 2 fragment slots and Grim Harvest giving 3 fragment slots. We have a Duskfield Grenade because I prefer Duskfields for good crowd control. Silence and Squall is a good super because it is one of the quickest super cooldowns in the game at 7 minutes and 35 seconds base. Then we have Whisper of Fissures, which is going to make it to where when we destroy or burst stasis crystals or anything that is stasis, it's going to make a larger burst. Whisper of Refraction, which is slower frozen targets, grants class ability, so we can get our class ability back quicker. Whisper of Rhymes, which when we get stasis crystals, it's going to give us an overshield to survive longer. Whisper of Chains, when we're near frozen or stasis crystals, we will take reduced damage, so again, more survivability. And Whisper of Rending primary ammo does increase damage to stasis crystals, which that one is more or less for our SMG to do more damage to targets. Next, we'll talk about mods. Obviously, we're running a special ammo finder for better special, and then we're also going to have harmonic siphon and solar siphon for orbs of light. Next, on our gauntlets, this one pretty much you kind of want to run something that's going to give you class ability energy back. Kind of up there. It's really up to your playstyle. That's why I don't have anything on here right now. But if I were to pick something for this build, I would probably end up going with a charged with light mod like melee kickstart with focusing strike. Up next is the chest armor. Obviously on this one we're just running harmonic reserves so we can get more stasis ammo for our Ager Scepter. Then I have insulation on my boots just so I can get reduced cost ability when I pick up orbs of light because we should be producing a good amount. Finally, we have time dilation on our class item and special finisher so we can use those armor charges to get more special ammo on finishers. You could also throw on powerful attraction. Utility kickstart doesn't work because of the Mask of Bakris debuff where you have to wait 10 seconds to use it after dodging. Well, that's going to go ahead and do it for the build, guys. I'm going to have a dim link in the description if you guys want to try it out. Let me know in the comments if you use this build and if you like it or if you don't like it, if you have any recommendations to make to change the build to make it better. Of course, like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. I appreciate y'all watching. This has been Mossum signing out.